Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Chris Chavez here with Fandra.com, and today I have a new application from the Google Play Store. It's actually a game. It's called Dungelop by Red Winter Software, and it's one of the Google Play Store's top new paid applications, so I figure I'd give it a whirl. The reviews itself were pretty good. There's a light version that's free, but I figure it doesn't have the full functionality as a paid version. This one's only 99 cents, so I figured what's there to lose. I was going to make it a 15-minute challenge, but those tend to, I usually only want to do those for like more expensive titles. So I'm just going to show you guys what the game's all about, and you guys can see if maybe you'll like it or not. The game's pretty unique in that it combines, I guess you can call it like Minesweeper meets an RPG elements, and then it also is kind of like those rogue games where you just kind of, I guess, a dungeon crawler. You're going through all these dungeons and you're trying to get as far as you can before dying, and you die a lot. And you lose all your items, everything that you've gained up until that point. You have to start over again from scratch. So it sounds pretty, I guess, monotonous, but it's not. It actually fits really, really well with a quick, a mobile game, I guess. So while you're waiting in line, trying to see how far you can get, and you can actually continue from where you left off on certain parts as long as you haven't died. But let me go ahead and click start here, and I'll show you guys some of the classes of characters. So again, it's kind of like an RPG meets Minesweeper. So you have a paladin here. He has special abilities and stuff that you can upgrade using gold. The only thing you take with you in death is your gold. So you can see I already have 1,085, and I can start souping up my characters and their abilities. You have a vampire here. That's just one of the character classes. You have a dwarf, an assassin, and an alchemist. She's pretty new. They actually showed an update where they actually just added her. And then again, they have their own little special stuff. So this guy does extra damage to undead creatures, and I'll show you guys how you actually fight in the combat and all that stuff. And he has other abilities as well. So let's just go back, and let's go ahead and choose him, and I'll show you guys how it's done. So the game's kind of cool. I actually really enjoyed it. So you just have a plain board here. You start off with a locked dungeon. You want to get into there. You have to try to find a master key to unlock that and move on to the next dungeon. So I'm on dungeon level 1. You just click the little blocks here to uncover, to see what's in them. I found a baddie, another baddie, another bad guy. Okay, so as you can see, when you find a bad guy, it makes all of the blocks around them undiscoverable, or you can't do anything to those blocks. So in order to get past those, you're going to have to kill the bad guy. Let me open up a few more little blocks over here. I got some hearts, I got some potions. Down here, you have your spells. You can uncover spells that can be equipped down here below. You can only equip 4 of them, but you can do multiple of the same kind, which is kind of nice. So if you find a lightning bolt, you can do up to like 4 or 5 lightning bolts, but only 4 different kinds of spells. And then you have your equipment here. Sometimes you find like enchanted items and stuff, and you equip those there. Some of them will teleport you to the next level. Some of them will make you invisible so that you could actually uncover some of these blocks even if you find an enemy. But combat is done just by tapping an enemy. You can see the health, their attack strength. You have your health, your attack strength. We're both 1 for 1, equally matched, I'd say. I attacked him, he attacked me. And you kind of just take turns hitting each other. Let's go ahead and kill this goblin. What? Or ogre, I guess he is. Okay, so now it cleared up. I can actually access those blocks and see what's uncovered over there. You can kind of play it as fast as you want to. The one thing I didn't really like is that it's kind of not so much like Minesweeper in that if there's an enemy there, I wish there was like little blocks were numbered or something and tells you like, oh, there could be an enemy close by, just like on Minesweeper, but it's really not. So you kind of just like you can see, or as you just saw, I just kind of tapped and went through everything really quickly, and you just try to see it. I guess for some people it might not be too fun, but I think that's, I guess there could be a more strategic way, maybe more blocks and stuff. I'm playing this on a 1080p screen. Give me more blocks and bigger dungeons, and I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of potential in this game, though. Go ahead and hit him and a bump. So HP is super scarce. You kind of want to conserve it. If you can see, if you choose like a different class, like the vampire, sometimes hitting them will suck some of their HP and give you some. You have 2 different types of enemies. You have regular and elite. So this is just a regular enemy. An elite is marked by the little silver crown by him. And then you have bosses, which will have a golden crown, and they'll be like they'll look totally different than just your average enemy. So this guy's a little more powerful than your average Joe. We're swiping, we're taking hits, exchanging hits, and then boom, he's dead. So If you uncover too many enemies without fighting them, you will start losing your morale or your mood will go down. Right now I'm at neutral, so there are no effects, but if it's up or +3 or plus whatever, you can actually get like strike double hits in one turn, stuff like that. If you go too low, they'll have a greater chance of hitting you twice in one turn. So it's always kind of good just to kind of get rid of them and as quickly as you find them and not just do what I'm doing here, looking for spells and other stuff to kind of conserve HP. So there is a little bit of strategy to the game. I thought it was really cool as far as that goes. Let me get hit him. Another baddie. I found the master key. And once you clear an entire dungeon, so that's why you can actually clear an entire board. Sometimes you get lucky, you find the master key within like the first couple of blocks, and you can move on to the next dungeon, which it progressively gets harder. But of course, if you clear out an entire dungeon, you get these rewards. So you get added gold and your mood goes up, which is really, really imperative to stay alive and try to get as far as you can. This is a challenge door. Sometimes they'll say different things. Sometimes you have to exchange hearts or whatever. I will only open the door only to a rich hero. I have 10 gold, so it's not asking for 10 gold. It's just telling you that you need to have 10 gold or more in order to open that. Sometimes it'll say you have to have attack +2 in order to open that. So the further you get along, you'll find stuff like a sword, which will give you more attack strength and stuff. And you can get your attack all the way up to like maybe level 5 or something. I got up to like level, dungeon 15 and my attack strength was like ridiculous. Of course, when you die, you lose all of that and your character has to start over from scratch. But the only thing you take with you is your gold, and you can kind of soup up your character from there and get better chances at, you know, scoring some extra hits and criticals and whatever little, I guess, special effects they have on their attacks. So this video is getting pretty long. This is a little bit a good guy, actually. So he's my little wizard. You can see there's some bad guys that I uncovered here. If there was more, if I tap him, he's going to shoot a fireball on everybody on the screen. So these guys will just die in one hit, which is kind of nice. If I would have uncovered more, I could have hit maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, whatever. Let me use your spells. You can actually exchange them for hearts if you're low on HP, which will happen a lot as you get into the later dungeons. Doubles attack power for 3 attacks. Let's go ahead and use that, and you can see my attack power is now doubled, so it's 2, went from 1 to 2, which actually isn't that big a deal. I probably should have saved it for later. I got the dungeon key. I can just jump straight to it, or I can cover the rest of the blocks and potentially find some more enemies, which might lower my morale, so I probably shouldn't have done that. I could have just left, but I'm always trying to find new cool items and stuff, so I wonder if I can find a boss in here. No bosses. Lots of baddies though, lots of baddies. You can turn them into a sheep. I'm gonna turn, this guy's kind of strong here. Turn into a little sheep and his attack strength is halved and he dies really quickly that way. My paladin is really good against the undead, so I kill those guys really fast. This is a little trapdoor here, not trapdoor, but it's a greedy door, and you have to give up 2 hearts in order to gain entrance. If you do that, you can unlock something cool. Got a spell, and moving on. So you can see it's actually pretty cool. There's a lot of potential to the game. I love it a lot. It's only 99 cents, and it's actually one of the funner games I played. It's perfect for just little spurts of gameplay, whether you're waiting in line somewhere, or whether you're on the toilet, or waiting at the DMV. Wherever, this game is absolutely awesome. I think it's great, and I feel like it can go nowhere but up from here. It's a pretty solid as it stands, but I would love to see maybe different types of dungeons, maybe bigger maps, and possibly even maybe like get out of the dungeon. I don't know why you have to stay in the dungeons. I get that it's one of those dungeon type games, but those get so like tedious and you get bored just looking at the same landscapes every now and again. But if you can move to different like castles or outside little villages where these guys are raiding, maybe a light storyline would be kind of cool. But hopefully this game does well enough where these guys can actually release a sequel, or just maybe an update to this one where they add even more enemies and characters and character classes and whatnot. So I definitely recommend this game. I think you guys should download it right now from the Google Play Store. It's called Dungelot, and I give it 2 thumbs up. Easily 99 cents with Fandroid.com. I am Chris Chavez. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.